Hello, welcome to Sim Diaries. In this video series I record my Euro Truck Simulator 2 gameplay and I use it as a backdrop for my unscripted thoughts and feelings on what's going on in my life and the world around me. Sometimes I'll have a lot to say, sometimes I'll just comment on the gameplay, and sometimes I'll just be quiet. Either way, I'm glad you're here, so let's take a look at where we are and where we're going today. Last session, we were in Mostar. So we still are. I just gave the driver character some rest. We're gonna go pick up the trailer. It is pumps this delivery, and we're gonna go to Pristina. It's not too far to drive, but I've driven this this route before, and it is a very nice drive. All right, let's start up the truck and get going. So the trailer is not very far. I spent the night here in, I don't know what this kind of yard is. They got a bunch of mobile homes on a trailer, which is nice. And man, what a week. It has been packed with stuff. Nothing bad, for me at least. Just, you know, a lot of stuff when everything is, you know. I get up early in the morning. I get up at 5:20. Or, well, my alarm goes off at 5:20. I don't get up really exactly then, but so I start work at 7. So at about 5:30, it is time to get up, get the kids ready, drop them off at school, and then go to work. Oh, here's the trailer right here, right behind this IKEA trailer. We're not hauling that one today. They would have to pay me dearly to to ride a IKEA trailer. Okay, let's lower the suspension of the truck. It drops down nicely. That helps us to fit the truck when we're going to connect it to the trailer. So yeah, like I said, the week has been nothing hectic or anything. It's just been, you know, a lot of stuff packed back to back. So I get up early in the morning and then it's time to go to work. Usually I work, you know, regular 8 hours. And then after that, it's on to the next thing. Okay, we're connected. Let's take a look at the map and see where we're gonna go to pick up the cargo. So we're here in Mostar, which is Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sorry, and we're going to pick up the cargo here at Ingra, and then we're gonna go east, and I think we're gonna go down this route here, which is a winding mountain road. And then we're going to go to Pristina, which is here to the east, and that is in Bosnia, I think. Let me see if let me Google this real quick. No, it is Kosovo. So I was wrong there, but I was right about one thing. Call back to the last episode. We are definitely in the Balkans. So that's good. I wonder if I can make this turn. You see how the wheels of the trailer are, I don't know if you can see it in the mirror there. The wheels of the trailer, that's where the trailer is going to pivot. And maybe I can make it pivot just in front of the Volvo truck so we don't hit it. Because I don't want to go into, well, it's not, it wouldn't be too bad to Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can do this without messing up the other truck there. Can reverse it. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. It probably could work, but I'm not that. I don't wanna start taking damage even before we get onto the task at hand. So let's do a safe turn around here instead. So yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, the work week and the week in general. Been packed. Not much time to play. Well, I did get to play some.
Turn right.
I played this. It's an old game. For most people, I've already played it. It came out like 2020 maybe. It is called Valheim. It's like a Viking survival game, or whatever the genre would be. Played it with with a couple of friends, like in my gaming group, and I started thinking about something that I've talked about here in the videos earlier about how. Long story short, I have a friend who's a psychologist, and he does research on nature's effect on the human psyche and how spending time in nature can help us feel a lot better. And which is, you know, proven to be the case, of course. But it is fantastic to see his research. Anyway, I have this pet theory of mine that you can get a little bit of that by playing video games as well. Not to the full extent of course, being out in the woods, just breathing the fresh air, but yeah, a little bit. And I really got that feeling playing Valheim with my friends.
Get ready to turn right.
Because my work car, the heater broke, which is, oh man, it's rough. I gotta tell you, because the car will not generate heat in the cockpit or whatever you would call it. So it's, you know, if it's -5, which it has been here in Sweden, if it's -5 outside, it's going to be -5 inside the car as well. And it's going to stay that way because it just won't get hot. And it's been, you know, it's been hard a couple of days. Especially like one of the days I was working outside and for the whole day, and there was nowhere for me to go and heat up. Normally I can do that, you know, but you go sit in the car for a couple of minutes, just get the, you know, get your fingers back. But there was none of that. So I have, like, I've been a little cold this week, and playing Valheim, you spend a lot of the time in the woods, kind of hunting for food and, you know, scouring for wood to build stuff. It's that kind of game. And the graphics of the game is very, like, it's not as boxy as Minecraft, but it is not, you know, a high resolution game by any means. However, it does have very, very good lighting. And that's what I got to think about the thing that thing I'm going to tell you, because we were out on this. I don't remember what we had done, but we were out doing something, and then when we were going like back to our little base or whatever you want to call it, the home that we have built for ourselves, like the sun was coming up through the trees, and it was just they did the lighting very well in the game. So the sunshine, at that time I could almost, you know, feel the warmth of the sun. Just you know, when you're a little cold and you step into the sunshine, it was that exact sensation. Except there were no sunshine. Like, physically on me. But I guess it takes, you know, gotta... Can't just show someone a picture of sunshine and they'll feel it. I mean, I understand that, but... Video games, they have a tendency to be, like... immersive. Because you're kinda... You kinda almost think that or feel that you're almost kind of there. If you know what I mean? If you're a gamer, I'm sure you know what I mean. And I think that's also one of the reasons why some games get many people think that, you know, games have a really good story. I don't think that a lot of games do have a really good story. If you just, you know, if you just extract the story from the game.
Okay, here we go.
And nothing else. Then the story in and of itself, like, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's okay, but it's not, you know, nothing special in any way. Especially, like, if you take all the stories from the best stories, the best 10 stories from the best 10 games, and you compare it to the best 10 stories of whatever other medium, especially books, which don't really have to focus on anything but the storytelling. I'm sure I mean, I'm not a huge book reader or anything, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you would find some better stories in novels than you would in video games. Because video games, they tend to focus on so many other things other than stories. Like, the biggest thing that they pay for is not, you know, story writers.
Turn left.
Or whatever. But since you're playing, you get so immersed in the whatever's happening in the game because you almost feel like it's happening to you. Only because the format is kind of lends itself to that. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, if you get a little bit immersed in a game, you can feel the things that you're being subjected to. Kind of like, you know, being right here in this spot, in this, you know, 6:43 in the morning, it's 12 degrees, sun's coming up, warming you up. When it comes through the leaves like this, it's I mean, you can get a sensation of it at least. Or at least I feel that way. And in that moment when I was, you know, I've had a couple of days really cold. I guess my mind really wanted some warmth. Plus my PC, it gets hot, so so I was, I guess in a way I was get the warm winds PC. This kind of half barren landscape is, I really like it. It reminds me of the northern parts of Sweden, which is a little barren. Like I told you earlier in some video, we have these big mountain ranges, and it's not like rocky or anything. It is just at high altitude, so it's above, like, it reaches above the tree line, which makes for this very barren landscape. And I've always, you know, I feel more at home in not, you know, not completely barren like moonscape or anything, but high up on the mountains, the trees grow short, and yeah, I really like that. I like that, you know, more than thick dense forests. I like a good view. My wife is the other way around. She loves a thick forest, overgrown and just. I like that too, of course, but
Get ready to turn right.
yeah, some mountain ranges. That is very nice. It's just kind of like this,
Turn right.
you know, not overgrown in any way. And living in Sweden, we have most of our houses are made of wood. So you know the red house with the white trim.
Go straight on.
This is a nice touch as a lady. just making sure that we stay in check. I bet you she makes some great dolmas. I have a not a friend, though I do like him as a friend. Haven't talked to him in, man, forever. He is he's from here, I think, Mostar. And he was or is the husband of one of my former coworkers. And they invited us to like this real Balkan, you know, Balkan dinner. And his mother had cooked, and it was like some of the best eating I've ever had in my life. It was fantastic. I wish I could have a Balkan mother. Food is just fantastic. Got a line forming behind us. We're a little slow. Carrying 14 tons of pumps. We're not too heavy, though. The ride is going to be estimated now is 27 minutes, so not the longest drive we've ever done. Well, it's so cool. They just cut the mountain to bring the road right through it here. This we have a lot of in Sweden, where we just cut the side of a mountain. Well, I guess they blow it off. So, other than that, we've had some bad news in Sweden. We had a mass shooting. We don't get many of those, thankfully, but unfortunately, it was time, and I'm not going to go into. I mean, not going to go into that too heavy.
Please watch the speed limit.
But just this thing I started thinking about with the guy who did it. No one knows he's not alive anymore, so we can't tell.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
But he's being described as this, you know, this lone weirdo. And, you know, it doesn't really matter what kind of motivations you've had. If you do something like some horrific deed like that, and there's of course, no excuse for it. However, I think it's interesting and sad a little bit to hear the discussion that follows it, because everyone is scrambling for a way to understand how someone can do, you know,
Caution.
something as horrific as this. And there is no way to understand it, because it's just one of those things that you will never be able to wrap your head around. And whatever drove him doesn't matter. But what I'm seeing is, you know, the stigmatization of, you know, lonely people, quote unquote weird people. And though I am a high functioning, you know, I am a high functioning adult in society. I'm married, I have kids, friends, you know, I am know, in many ways normal. I feel that I am in many ways also not. Like, I've been alone for so much, and I've talked about this, and I probably will talk about it multiple times, how I've always felt like I'm outside looking in. It's probably due to a, you know, unsafe childhood. I don't know. But seeing the discussions that is, you know, the discussion from the media, from the politicians, from, you know, everyday people who's trying to understand something horrible as this, it always, you know, it always goes bad.
Caution. Please mind the
Because
speed
I always feel like we're close to where we need to be to do something about. I mean, there are multiple kinds of problems that we need to deal with for multiple kinds of people that could put people in a state that would make them capable of doing something like this. But now they're focusing on the weirdos, quote unquote weirdos. And this is the one where we still don't know what to do. You know, if it's, you know, if it's motivated through some political ideology, you know, we know how to understand that. We know how to tackle that. And if it's motivated through some extremist, religious extremist, or political extremist, we know how to tackle that too. And there are solutions for how we as a society, you know, move on and move forward from something like that. Like how we can at least try to prevent people from getting drawn into that, you know, in the future. But this, you know, lonely people who are lonely for so long that they start growing resentful and angry and hateful. We don't know how to do that. And I think that, like, I don't know. I think in Sweden we look, and multiple other countries too, we look to our government to kind of, you know, find a solution for this. What's the government going to do with you know, people like this before they become a threat? And they of course can't really. It's not a government problem to fix a solution to. The way I see it, because I haven't seen any, you know, I'm not saying that I can think of one. What is the government going to do? Is going to force people to spend time with each other? The government can't do that. So, you know, what I feel that we fail to do is understand how we as a collective of human beings are going to deal with this. Because government can't fix this for us. There's no way. We need to fix this, you know, together. With everyone. And how we're going to, like, I don't know how. But we need to try, you know? We're all in this human experience together. And this human experience is, like, this life is rough, man. It is fucking hard. And it's not as easy as, you know, reach out. So, I don't know. What I try to do is, you know, help as many people as I can when I see them. Of course, I can't help anyone who, you know, who I can't see. You can't see most lonely people because they, you know, when people start getting lonely and alone, they most of the time they just withdraw, you know, which is gonna make them even more lonely. How are you gonna reach those? Like, I don't know. So like it's hard for me to see this discussion go on. Because it's like if it's a whenever there's been a terrorist attack from Islamist terrorists, the Muslim minority's gonna take a heavy hit.
Get ready.
It's always like this.
Right.
Simple solutions to try to wrap your head around a problem that you can't wrap your head around.
Turn right.
And we're looking for black and white explanations to make a huge fucking problem into this small understandable format, which you can't, of course, because there's always so much more. And just seeing this, like reading the stories of it's only been a couple days, and I'm reading that parents of autistic kids, they're now seeing that their kids are being treated as monsters because there was a guy who was different. He has been described as different, keeps himself hard with human interaction, and fuck, man, that's a broad brush, man. That involves if you're only gonna go with that and be like, so everyone who's what you can't what everyone like that is gonna be a potential mass murder. No, that's ridiculous. Everyone knows this, of course, but still, it's there. But just fuck, man, it's gotta be so goddamn hard for these kids. They were struggling enough as it is.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Sorry, I don't want to bring the mood down. It's just no. So this whole thing is, it's all over now. But the discussion is just getting started.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
We left Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we are, I think we're currently in Montenegro. I don't know if we left it already. It is a pretty small country in real life, so it's gonna be, tiny in Euro Truck Simulator. Well, so, I was talking about the houses earlier. So, in Sweden, we mostly have these. Most of our houses are family houses, like one family house. Most of them are built by wood because we have so much of it, and it's it's a great, beautiful material. I live in a building made of wood, and I love it. If I were to build a house, I think I'd probably. I mean, I would build it out of wood, of course, because it's beautiful. But being in other countries, just seeing that don't do this, that build them out of especially stone. And these beautiful buildings here is just, I love it. It really makes me feel like I'm visiting another country. You don't have to go very far. Closest country to the south, Denmark. I was there with the family the summer before last. And just by going over the water to the Danes, it is so completely different in so many different ways. It's fantastic to see, because you think that, you know, most of the Nordic countries are identical. I mean, we can kind of understand each other's languages. I know that Danish people have it's a lot easier for them to understand Swedish than what it is for us to understand Danish, but we can still kind of, I mean, me and a Danish person, we could hang out and just, you know, give me 20 minutes and I'll be, you know, we'll be having conversations. He would probably need just 5 minutes or something. But yeah, it's hard for me to understand. Anyway, Denmark has got a lot of brick houses. And we don't have a lot. I mean, we have brick houses, but it's not, you know, the most common. If someone were to build a house out of brick now, you'd be like, what? That'd be, you know, a little weird.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
That'd be a little weird.
Keep right. Exit now.
Well, push the bus out. Blocked him at least. And we need to stop for fuel.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
I look like a cop? What is he doing there? And in other news, I live in Sweden's 4th largest city. It is not very big. It's like, I want to say, I'm not going to look it up. I want to say maybe 300,000 people live in my closest city, because I don't even live in it. I live 30 kilometers north of it in a society that consists of like, I want to say maybe 1,500, 2,000 people, so it's pretty small. We have like a school and a library and a convenience store. Oh, we can stop here for gas. Look, this is great. Now, so we're a bit, you know, outside the city, thankfully. Shop mile. Okay, let's hop out. Refill. I think the was honking? Yeah, calm down. Can I not refill? Oh yeah, here we go. Is he honking? Yeah. We're done. Let's go. Gotta move it over a little bit. this is, yeah, this gotta be where I go to get back on the road. First, I thought I was gonna, I think I'm gonna pull over here. Let me show you something. Okay, as per, as per last episode, I've decided to, because, well, I mean, we're truck focused. Last time I talked about this super symbol here. So now, it is time for another installment of some crazy interesting truck facts.
Crazy interesting truck facts.
Okay, so bending down here, you see these green things here on the wheel? You see how they're 2 and 2 and they're pointing together. They are barrel nut indicators, and they show you if any of the, see how they point to each other, and if one of them starts moving, they will start, pointing in different direction, or both start, getting loose, they will point in different directions. So if you see these, and they're pretty common, so if you see these on trucks and buses, you know that these are to be able to see if any of your wheel nuts are coming loose. Yeah. That's it for today's episode of Crazy Interesting
Truck facts.
Okay, we got fuel for 2,233 kilometers, and we're gonna go for 358 kilometers, so we're set for fuel. We got fuel for days.
Recompute.
We really should find somewhere to sleep, though. We need to sleep in 5 hours and 56 minutes, and ETA is 6 hours. So we're gonna find, we could have slept here. Yeah, maybe let's just sleep here. It's a lot easier than anything else. Let's get back on the road and then left and then turn back into the fuel station again. We could just sleep here. Be so weird. Sleep like 11:34. I learned another truck fact. I was listening to the developers of this game, SCS Software. They have these. Oh wait, no, the sleep is over here. So they have this live streams every now and then, where they just, kind of do what I do, but they're together. So there are multiple people in like a studio talking. It's pretty nice. It's low intensity for sure, but I like it. I like the game. I like, I like listening to people play this game. And they have this guy, one of their employees, he drives a truck in the United States. And he told us, on the show, he was talking about how in the United States, let's take a look at the beautiful truck. In the United States, they don't do night deliveries. Like, trucks are sounded like they're illegal to drive at night, so they only drive during the day. I thought that was weird. I didn't know. Because in Sweden, it's not, or the rest of Europe. Can't imagine we have those kind of laws. You know? Let me know if you know. Be interesting. Oh, we're out in the rain. Okay, we've slept. Let's hurry up and get back into the truck. Back it out of here, and let's get going with these pumps. Wonder if we could connect to the asphalt over here. Yeah, it looks like. This is a little depressing place to sleep at. What is this, ham? I recognize that logo. I don't think I've ever had it, but I've seen it in the food shop. Right, I was talking about the size of my town. So, and I was going somewhere with this. As you can tell, whenever there's a thing I have to do in the game, I will kind of lose track of what I'm saying. I'm sorry, like, I don't know, I can't do anything about it. It's just how I work. Hopefully I'll get back to it. If I don't, and you really want to hear the end of a tangent, then just let me know. So, my little village, it's got about 1,500, 2,000 inhabitants. It's a little school, some daycare centers, senior home, food store, library. So we actually have quite a lot of stuff compared to other little towns of this city in this region. Anyway, if you keep moving away from the city, it'll get, there's not any, huge societies. So it gets rural quite fast. It's more like lumps of houses than anything else. And in one of these lumps of houses, there's apparently a Pokemon store. And I don't understand it. Like, my kids love Pokemon. That's why I'm talking. We're going there tomorrow. But I can't wait to go there, not because I'm such a huge fan of Pokemon, but because I want to see what the deal is. Like, it's a 30-minute drive from me, so it will be like a 50-minute drive from the city. Like, how can they have a Pokemon store? That is weird to me. So I want to it probably won't tell me. But I hope I can get some kind of idea of, like, what's the deal with. Are we under a roof? Yeah, we're under a roof. So I like to roll my window down when I'm doing this, even though there is no one here and there is no there's no interaction problem. I don't know. I still like to roll down the window because it feels like we, did something. I don't know. This is a menacing flag, like red with a two-headed bird. It looks like the flag of some Albanian flag. I guess we left Montenegro and we're now in Albania. It looks like some, villain flag. Sorry, I don't mean to judge. It's a nice looking flag. So I mean it in the best of ways, but it's a menacing looking flag nonetheless. So this Pokemon store, and it's like a Pokemon store and museum, so I don't know what it's doing way out there, because I think it would be hard to run a Pokemon store in the city. And so how can they run it, out there? It is only open on like Sundays for 3 hours, so that's probably how. But like, why? They can't. I guess it's just they have the opportunity to do something that they really love. I hope it's like that. Like, they have the opportunity to work with something that they really love. They only get to do it for a couple of hours every week, but
never mind.
They're doing it. I hope that's the deal. We'll see tomorrow. It looks cool. Kids are excited. and their kids' best friends that live neighbors to us, they're also coming, so we're kind of gonna go together as a like a thing.
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
Oh, it's 30.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
Albania. I don't know many Albanians. I can only think of one that I've met in my life. It was in 6th grade.
Exit.
And, I grew up. Where am I? I grew up a little bit all over the place. But I started 6th grade in a school that was in. Oh, what's going on with the? What is this? Oh, here we go. So in 6th grade, I started a school that was in a, well, I guess a more economically challenged area. So it wasn't high standard or anything. That's where I was in the same class as this Albanian girl. She was fucking fun though. Hardest girl I've ever met. Like taking no and you had to be kind of. Man, I got into some bad company at that time. But this girl, I'll tell you some other time. This girl, she was like, you know, if you go to a, you know, the old saying, if you take an encyclopedia, you look up thick skin, it's gonna be a picture of this girl. Because you had to be kind of tough because it was a rough school, and she hadn't lived in Sweden for very long. But man, she was fucking hard. Like someone threw a comment, she was right there, like ready to fight. And she wasn't very tall. He was just a small girl, just tough as shit. I really liked her. And it's funny how impressions, they kind of stick with you. They last.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Because if someone would be like, "I'm from Albania,"
At the roundabout,
I would be like, "Oh,
take the first
I bet you're hard as shit." You know, they don't have to be. Of course
exit
not.
now.
It's just my simple mind trying to understand the world. Someone torched that school, so it burned down a couple years ago. 2 girls, they broke in and they, you know, started a fire and the whole fucking place went down. I love the details that they've done here. That looks so cool.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now.
So yeah, so we're going to the Pokemon place, and we'll kind of see what's what.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Yo, sorry, dude. Fire department apologizes to no one.
Exit now.
Hopefully they will find some good cards that they like to pick out singlets. They don't, my wife is teaching them to play the game. She's learning,
Caution.
but
Please
they're
mind
mostly,
speed.
you know, they mostly after the cards that they think look good, look cute, little Pokemon.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Oh, I moved the Nutella. I haven't finished all of it. I haven't finished all of it yet. Last episode, we celebrated the switch over to 200,000 kilometers for the truck on the odometer. I missed it, so we celebrated 200,200 kilometers. I actually bought not a huge bar. Sorry, not a huge jar like this. But I bought a little bit of Nutella. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it. No, it was quite nice. Just a little bit. Nothing that I would put on a breakfast sandwich or toast or whatever. That is weird to me. But yeah, it was nice. I think after this, I'm gonna take a job that takes us right back to
Please mind speed.
Mostar again. I really like this. I want to drive this road more. I really enjoyed this road. Scenery is fantastic.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Caution. Please watch the speed limit. Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
Yeah, finding it. And like I said, we played this game Valheim, and I think it's also always interesting for me to see kind of what aspect of games that people like this gaming group that I've been talking about. You know, we started playing tactical shooters. That's kind of how it all started. And then we've been playing, you know, different games also. Normally we do, you know, weekly tactical gaming. But we play different games. We play, you know, Euro Truck Sim, just a lot of SnowRunner. And now we're playing the Valheim game. And I always like seeing, you know, what bits, when it comes to games that you can do multiple different things, and this Valheim game, it has this element of building, so construction. So you go out into the woods, you chop down some trees, the trees gives you wood, and from the wood you can build wooden structures like houses, boats, you know, interior decorative stuff. And then you find stone, and you can build stone structures and weapons and so on. So kind of in video games, I guess that's called crafting. I haven't played too many games that has this aspect, so it's a little new to me. But I like it. Especially I like to see, like, what the other guys are, what they get hung up on. And there we have a very good-looking base, like a home castle. I gotta tell you, every time I log in, it's like someone has been online for 8 hours straight just building something. It is great to see. So we're climbing up this mountain in this truck. This is a very strong truck, but in real life, this is a very strong truck, and we're not carrying too much. It's only 14 tons. But weaker trucks with heavy cargo up a slope like this, it's gotta be, man. Can you imagine the torture on the engine transmission? And then when you get to the other side, it's just downhill. Yeah, like I said, I really like this route from Mostar to Pristina. We're gonna do it when we have, like, for the next episode or whatever. We're gonna go from Pristina to Mostar, and with this slope is gonna be downhill, going back. Shit, I can't understand a word. A digital pass. I can understand that. Let's go with that. We have the digital pass thing. Can barely see it. It is like behind the. You see the Nintendo Switch there? I think it's like right in front of the. I'll show you sometime when we're outside. It's like a sensor, and then toll booth has this other sensor, and when they come into contact with each other, it registers the pass, and then payment is done, afterwards, I suppose. It's night. Stop raining.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Yeah, so now we're in the downhill section, and we're going to use the retarder. Because it's 60, which is fucking... It's just fucking slow for trucks, heavy trucks going downhill. 60 is going to be... So instead of riding the brakes all this time, modern trucks have a thing called a retarder, and it basically slows the wheels down without applying the brakes, because trucks have air brakes, and if you don't want to spend all your air pressure riding the brakes on a downhill. Now it's 80. Now we can actually throttle up to get up to speed.
ready to turn right. Turn right.
Also, we have a bit of a holiday coming up. Week after next, kids are going to be off school. I'm going to take them and my wife and go north to visit my mother. We don't have any snow any longer where I live. It was much snow this winter. It'll probably snow a bit more, but it is February, so hopefully I don't really want any snow now. It's a little too late. Anyway, up in northern Sweden there is plenty of snow, so it's gonna be fun for kids. Lakes are frozen, so we're gonna pack the skates and go skating on the frozen lakes. That is nice. I did this last year with just my kids, so my wife stayed home and was working for the whole week. It is this annual thing. Kids are, they're off school 1 week during the first semester, and then 1 week during the last semester of the year, and in between that, summer, of course, and then we're off also for Christmas. So we got this week together, just me, the kids, and the wife. She wanted to come this time. So that's gonna be great. I look forward to that. And at the end of that week, that is where me and my wife are going to this Italian restaurant that I was talking about earlier. And yeah, that is going to be so great. Look forward to that a lot. It's a Swedish company, Freja. So week after next, probably won't do much trucking. Hopefully I'll be home, be able to do maybe one. We'll see. I'm old enough to to not make any promises. I've done, creative, stuff before, like blogs and stuff for Instagram or whatever. And, it is very important to me that it doesn't become like it doesn't, become a thing that generates, a lot of pressure. That's also why I've chosen this format and not, I know it's not I'm not, interested in, oh, please pull in for a vehicle inspection at the nearest weight station. Where's that? This is not it. This looks like a door. Maybe it's that blue thing there? We'll see. Let's... Oh! Here, we can see it on the map. Oh, it is here. Let's... It's supposed to be here on the right. But do I go through this gate, or... I don't understand. Is it here? Oh, we're in Kosovo.
Finding a new route.
Is this... I have no idea what I'm doing. Am I gonna get fined? Do I keep going? Let's stop and step out and see if I can figure out where this weight station is, because this well, it's not on the other side of the building. That's good. And this does not look like a wait station to me. It is not. Let's step over this concrete barrier. There's a guy back here. Well, the concrete base can't be there. That's cool. I like to think about this. Like, someone made this guy patrolling back here, and we're all driving on the other side of the building, so almost no one is ever going to see this guy. When he comes back here and turns around and then goes back out again. Police. Huh. That's cool. Anyway, let's get back to the truck. See if we can find this wait station. Just this gate. Oh, this maybe is the wait station. These things here. But I didn't really pass them, so let's back it up and then... I don't want to go too far. I don't want to trigger a fine. Oh! Failed. Oh, there it was. Okay. Well. I tried. It wasn't super obvious. At least not to me. I don't know. Maybe you saw it all along? But I sure as hell did. That's fine, I should have paid more attention. Drink cold. Yeah, I could go for a cold drink. We got 3 minutes left, and then I'm gonna go get a cold drink. For sure. I am very grateful that we got this opportunity to play. I was looking forward to it a lot. You know, sometimes, you know, you can squeeze it in, but sometimes it's just possible. Well, you know how it is, we play when we get the time. Or when we can take the time. Oh, this is weird. 85 kilometers speed limit. That is a very precise speed limit. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen it in like when you go to Great Britain. I've only been there once. In the game, I mean. And as you can see here on the GPS, the truck will show you, or us, the speed limit for trucks. So the speed limit signs, the signs can read, you know, for instance, Sweden, they will read 110 kilometers per hour max, but the trucks are only allowed to go 80. So even though the signs say something, whatever the GPS is saying, that's what goes.
Caution.
So
Please mind the speed.
when you're in Great Britain, the signs, it's miles per hour, so speed limit is just, you have to convert it. Thankfully, the GPS doesn't fool you, because I can't convert that. I'm not good with numbers. They hurt my head. And then you get these odd, like 82 kilometers per hour or whatever. We can go there sometimes if you want. I'll show you.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit.
Also, I want to go back and forth between Mostar and Pristina for a couple times. Mentioned it earlier. Like, I like doing that sometimes, just going back and forth between two cities a couple times, multiple times. One, because I don't really get bored of good stuff that fast. And I'm like that with like a lot of things in my life. Like when I find something I like, I can just do it over and over and over and over and over again. But I was also thinking maybe to have this little project with these videos where I go to the cities that I've actually been to in real life. It's not too many. But that'd be a fun little project.
Keep right.
I would have to ask my wife though to list them because otherwise the risk of me forgetting one or two would just be too high. Okay, we're here.
Exit now. At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Let's get some fresh air in here. Okay, let's see.
It's all over now.
It's all over now. Bet you the GPS lady is a really good storyteller. This looks familiar to the last delivery we did. Now let's go a bit more forward, I think, so I can see the spot. Oh, there it is. And as you can tell, when I'm reversing, I go quiet. I was looking like... Did a quick check of one of the videos, and it is... I bet you that you could make a... like a highlight reel of me talking, and then whenever I switch into the reverse, I just go quiet, because I need to focus. Forward, and then we should be done. Oh, okay. Bring it a little backward, and then we should be done. This was hard today. There we go. Third time's the charm. Okay, good. That's it. Let's unload it and see how we did. Okay. 558 kilometers, 38 liters per 100. I knew that we weren't going to do too well on this because that climb, the long climb we did up the mountain, it's too much fuel to be proficient, really. 52 minutes of driving time. From Mostar to Pristina. Gorgeous Scanias that now has 201,029 kilometers on the odometer. We took pumps, 14 tons of it, no auto park, loaded from bay. This kind of, you can do some auto load stuff and then you won't have to reverse and park and stuff like that. So this is basically just kudos for being hardcore. 549 kilometers planned, 558 kilometers real. So I was pretty close. I think I figured out why it's been differentiating so much because I think it has to do with GPS settings. I could change it if just to see how different it is. I think now it's like preferring highways and stuff like that. So we could try that. See if we get more, side roads, stuff like that. And we went through one toll gate and we got one fine, and that is for the avoid wait station, which I missed by a couple centimeters, I suppose. I was close to doing it, but yeah, it is what it is. 12,821 is what we made. We paid some taxes, some fines, some fuel, and it made us 9,857 credits. Delivery rating was 3 out of 5, so not too good. Damage was 5 out of 5 stars. The distance was 2 out of 5 stars because it wasn't very far. Fines, of course, 4 out of 5 stars because we got one of those. Fuel economy, 5 out of 5. So that's good. I don't know why you think that's good, but yeah. Mass was even worse than what it normally is. Normally we do about 20 tons, and it thinks that 20 tons is like 3 out of 5 stars or something. Now we got 1 out of 5 because we only took 14 tons. But hey, the job's the job. What are you going to do? That was all I had for today. We're going to end it here in Pristina. And next time we're going to start it here in Pristina and go back to Mostar. I look forward to that a lot. Thank you for taking the time to tune in and watch this, spend this time with me. Take care of yourself. Bye.